Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract reading stories set in Mendoza and supplied to us today by Paul Anderson 37. So moving on to our briefing, 47 is having a try at the mission stories. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them along with a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the waiter. We're going to have a silenced pistol stored up in the villa attic, and we'll be bringing with us a Seeker 1. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to do a little bit of running around first of all. So the first thing we're going to do is break cover here behind the counter. We're going to go and trigger a conversation between Corvo Black and his guard, and in a few moments he will make his way up to the barbecue level, which is where we are heading to now. We're going to go up here nice and early ahead of him. We're going to make our way behind the bar and into the building and grab ourselves the rat poison just from the left here. And then we're going to head back outside and await the arrival of Mr. Black. We need him out of the way for later on when we're dealing with Miss Vidal. So we need to get rid of him and one other person before we can deal with Miss Vidal safely. So we're just going to wait here by this big boulder, and eventually Mr. Black will finish his conversation and he will head over this way, and we are going to very quietly and very quickly render him unconscious, and then we are going to deposit him in the flower bed just behind us so that no one will spot him. Will do nicely. So with that done, we can now move on to our first target, who will be Mr. Yates. So we're going to head straight up to the Yates villa. We're going to bypass the frisk because we're wearing the waiter's outfit and they won't actually stop us. We're going to make our way up to the front of the villa and around to our right here, where we will find a drain pipe that will allow us up onto the upper floor. We're going to run up and over the roof. Now Mr. and Mrs. Yates are just leaving the area, so we will be waiting around here for quite some time. We're going to hop up onto the balcony, add our rat poison to the glass of wine on the table, and then we're just going to wait by the doors for the return of firstly Mrs. Yates. She will arrive a moment or so before her husband, long enough for us to pounce on her, render her unconscious, and deposit her into the nearby closet. And then once she is safely stored away, because we are trespassing, we are going to jump in along with her, and Mr. Yates will make his way up the stairs. He will engage in a phone call and then make his way out onto the balcony, drink the poisoned wine, and he will then make his way into the bathroom, where we can give him a nice refreshing cold drink. So target 1 has now been taken care of. Now before we leave, and I do almost forget this, we need to make our way up to the attic and retrieve our silenced pistol. Now, the pistol isn't strictly necessary, but it will make things just that little bit easier. So once we're up into the attic, we can grab our pistol and we can now head back down to the main event, and we're going to pass straight through the wine tasting room and down into the grape fields. So when it comes to using the pistol, we can use a melee item. I have done it with the hobby knife, but the pistol just feels more natural. So we're going to head out of the villa, down and through the tasting room, and all the way down to the grape fields, where we will encounter our next target, but we're not going to deal with the chief winemaker just yet. We're going to turn on the water pump here and turn it off again. That will attract the attention of one of the winery workers who is currently stood around with the chief winemaker. So we will need to get rid of this guy either way, but we are going to do so in this instance to get his outfit. He drops a key as well, make sure we grab that, and we can deposit him around the corner in the crate provided. So we have 2 eliminations to take care of whilst disguised as the winery worker. The first is back up on the wine tasting level. So we're going to make our way through the cinema and out the upper stairs. And this is where the silenced pistol will come in handy. There is a hobby knife just off to our left in case you don't have the silenced pistol. And we're just going to open the door here and edge it forwards until we can see the camera and take out the camera. We're then going to make our way up to the wine tasting floor, and if we've timed this right, our next target should be in position, purging himself in a nearby bin. So we're going to quickly pounce on him, render him unconscious, and we're then going to deposit him over the balcony and down the stairs. Now, because we've taken out the camera, he won't actually be found. He usually is, because he's spotted by the camera, but today not so much. So with him taken care of, we have just 2 targets left, but before we move on to them, we are now going to go and remove one more person from the fermentation room, and he will be a major issue. So he is the winery worker you can see off in the distance, who's also an enforcer, currently mopping the floors. And this is where our Seeker 1 will come in handy. So we're going to hide ourselves behind the barrels here, and once the winery worker has his back to us, we can then shoot him with the Seeker 1. He's going to get sick, and he is going to make his way to the nearby bathrooms. We are going to be there ready and waiting for him. So at this point, Tamara Vidal and Diana Burnwood are both waiting for the tour to start. Now they don't wait forever, so we do need to get this done rather quickly. So as soon as we have rendered the winery worker unconscious, we need to make a beeline back to the water pump where we got the winery worker's outfit, and we need to deal with the chief winemaker, who is our next target, and we will need his outfit as well. We've actually gone the long way around. If we'd gone around the right hand side, we may just have got there a little bit quicker, but it doesn't matter, we've got there either way. So once we get back to the water pump, we're just going to quickly turn that off, turn it back on again, or the other way around, and then hide ourselves behind the grapes here. And when the winery worker comes along to investigate, we can pounce on him, and we can then give him a nice gentle neck massage and deposit him in the box provided where we put his collie. So down he goes, and that now does leave us with only 2 more targets. I did say 2 earlier on, but I did actually forget about this guy. So once we got him in the crate, we can then take his outfit, and we are going to run straight to Diana and Tamara, and we are going to conduct the winery tour. So we're just going to let this play out for a few seconds and follow the prompts.
Welcome to Vignetta Yates. I'm Gabriel Vargas, chief winemaker, and I will be your tour guide. Any questions before we start?
Yes, but they're all above your pay grade.
We're good. Lead the way, Senor Vargas.
Follow me.
So with the introductions over, we are going to conduct the tour following all of the prompts, and at the first 2 opportunities we are going to disable the safety mechanism on the brake press, and we are going to lay a trap for Tamara's bodyguard.
Our equipment is state-of-the-art, including a Dragon freezer unit. And last but not least, our Great Crusher. Industrial size for your disposal purposes.
Interesting.
Follow me, please. This is an industrial cold storage unit, useful for preventing cellular decomposition. It easily reaches temperatures of -10 degrees Celsius. Trust me, you don't want to stay inside for long.
So with everything now in place, we just need to speed run our way through the rest of the tour. And unfortunately, we are waiting around for the ladies a little bit. So we have to do this in a particular order. So we're just going to try and get through it as quickly as possible. And at this point, Tamara's bodyguard will come in
This is
and
the
find
facility's great
the
presser. The freshly crushed
loose
pulp is
weapon.
pressed through
We're
a
just
fine
going to give him a
filter,
chance
leaving
to
only the
escape.
flesh and skin
And while we
behind.
conduct the
Much
last
more
part
efficient than
of
the
the
ancient
tour
practice of
here,
grape stomping,
and when
but
the
also
bodyguard is safely
less
out
personal.
of eyeline and heading
So,
away, we
this is
can
what
deal
the
with
little guy
Miss
feels
Vidal.
like.
So that's 4 targets down, 1 more to go. I don't know what you're looking at, Diana, that's what you paid me for. Our final target is located in the cinema, and we are going to require a hobby knife. As I mentioned earlier, there is one in the area, so we're going to head straight up the furthest stairs away from us, now enough to get behind our target. Just going to grab the hobby knife from the box. There is our target. We're going to throw the hobby knife against the storeroom door there, quickly retrieve it, and that will get the attention of our target. And when he comes around to investigate, we want to do this as quietly as possible. So we want to get up behind our target, introduce him to cold steel, and we are done and dusted. So all that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and because of where we are, the nearest available safe exit will be the wine yard exit. So there we go, 1 more subscriber contract taken care of, and once we get out beyond these fields, we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and in turn, that will gain us a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.